Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly. I'm a bun mom of three. I have one hollow lump and two lion heads. In today's video, I'd like to discuss some things that you should not give your rabbit, just in case you may not know about this. And before I begin my video, if you're new to my channel, hey, welcome. Uh, I do tips uh, and like DIYs and things that keep your bunny healthy and happy in your home. And if that's something you're interested in, hit that subscribe button down below. Smash that little notification bell so anytime I upload a video, you'll be notified. Hit that like button. It really gets that algorithm going so my videos can get out to more people. And leave a comment below. Tell me, is there any of these items that you had no idea that you should not give your rabbit? So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right into this video. Um, so rabbits are strict herbivores with many food sensitivities. To keep your pets happy, here's a list of foods that they shouldn't eat. Now, their unique dietary requirements also makes many human treats and even some marketed for rabbits are inappropriate as they can lead to serious health concerns if consumed. Knowing this, it becomes less surprising that digestive illnesses in rabbits are quite common. And some of these digestive issues can be fatal if they're not noticed and dealt with quickly, which is why I talk so often about our rabbits' diets and the importance of regular vet checkups. Additionally, to help you make sure you're giving your rabbits the foods they need to flourish and thrive for a long and healthy life, this guide, as I call it, will discuss some of the foods that should never be on their menu. Now, roughly 80% of a rabbit's diet consists of hay, mainly Timothy hay. Now, there is some rabbits out there that just don't like Timothy hay, but they might like a different type of hay. But 6 months and younger, you're supposed to give them alfalfa hay only. I don't even think they don't need vegetables or fruits at that point. 6 months and older, you switch them, you transition them over to Timothy hay. If they're the type of picky rabbit, you got meadow hay out there, oat hay. There's just a whole bunch of lists of hays. If you're interested in me doing a video over just all the hays that are out there, I can do that. Just leave a comment below that you would like to see that video. Um, but so let me know if you want to see that video. I'll make one over all the hays. And they should also always have unlimited hay. I mean, put it everywhere. They got hay feeders you can use, all kinds of stuff. So just make sure they have at all times unlimited access to hay, as this is the best way for rabbits to regulate their gut health. Now, as far as the greens, you want to give them 1 to 3 cups of fresh, leafy green vegetables every day. Depending on the rabbit and the size of the rabbit, it's beginning somewhere in between a fourth and a half cup of fortified pellets. I give my one bunny, Harley, I give her a 1/4 cup of pellets through an automatic feeder, and I usually do a cup of veggies in the morning and a cup of veggies at night, and occasionally a banana, sliced banana, or slice an apple, something like that. But I only do that about once or twice a week. It's not something you need to do every day. So when we're talking about that, them treats, including carrots, bananas, berries, should only be given in small amounts and, not every day. Now, a good rule of thumb is to give up to 1 cup of leafy greens for every 2 pounds of rabbit. So, the first one I want to talk about is avocados. Avocados is the number one thing on my list that is something a rabbit should not consume whatsoever. Though an excellent healthy snack for humans, avocados contain a chemical or compound called persin, which can be dangerously toxic to rabbits. This compound is found all through the avocado, talking about the pits, the flesh, the leaves, and the skin. If a rabbit consumes toxic levels of persin, it can cause behavioral breathing and difficulty breathing. And if not properly treated, can lead to congestive heart failure, which is water around the heart, which can prove fatal. And the next thing on my list I want to talk about is chocolate. As is the case with many other members of the animal kingdom, chocolate is incredibly toxic to rabbits. This favorite human treat, which I love with all my heart, I just love chocolate, contains theobromide and caffeine, both of which can be very harmful to our furry friends. The darker the chocolate, the higher risk of toxicity. Toxicity. I can't say that word, but just means it's toxic. Signs of chocolate toxicity include diarrhea, restlessness, hyperactivity, trembling, panting, squirming, or difficulty at um, getting comfortable. Tachycardia, which is an elevated heart rate, and hypothermia, which is elevated temperature. Without swift treatment, chocolate toxicity can prove fatal. The next thing I want to talk about, number three, fruits, seeds, or pits. Take care to remove all seeds and pits before offering fruit to your rabbit or your bunny rabbit. While feeding small amounts of many fruits, flesh is perfectly safe. The seeds and pits from many fruit varieties contains trace amounts of cyanide. Apples and pears are the most notorious examples, but the pits from apricots, peaches, plums, and mangoes also contain cyanide, as do cherry pits. While the amount of cyanide contained in fruit seeds and pits is generally scant, it is best to avoid feeding them to rabbits altogether. Number four, what I want to talk about is onions, leeks, and garlic. Raw vegetables such as onions, leeks, and garlic contain an oxidant called N-propyl disulfide that likes to attach itself to red blood cells. Generally, while humans are not really, they're relatively unaffected by this oxidant, rabbits are more susceptible to oxidative damage. As the body tries to rid the blood of the unrecognized oxidant, it will destroy the red blood cells. It will destroy the red blood cells in that process. So this leads to a condition called hemolytic anemia, which can be fatal if not treated promptly and aggressively. Symptoms of this anemia includes pale gums, ataxia, which means stumbling, weakness or disinterest, in food or water, and lethargy or being lethargic. Number five, I want to talk about meat, eggs, and dairy. Now, this one might seem obvious, but it is worth mentioning that rabbits, as herbivores, should never be offered meat, eggs, or dairy. Think about it, they are vegetarians, means vegetables and fruits only, and some herbs. Unlike carnivores or omnivores, whose digestive system are designed to properly digest animal protein, rabbits' sensitive gastrointestinal um, though most rabbits would turn their nose up at a piece of steak, they do have a notorious sweet tooth and often find yogurt drops or other dairy products enticing. While it might seem harmless to offer a sweet, dairy rich treat from time to time, it can lead to gastrointestinal um, upset and substantially increase the risk of obesity or dysbiosis, which is the disruption of the microbiome. But for these reasons, it is best to avoid feeding rabbits any product containing um, meats, eggs, dairy, any of that stuff, or any other animal derived proteins. Number six, I would like to talk about broad beans or kidney beans. Now, broad beans, otherwise known as fava beans or kidney beans, are very high in carbs and can throw off your rabbit's delicate gastrointestinal system, resulting in soft stools or diarrhea, abdominal discomfort, bloating, and even disruption of the gastrointestinal bacterial flora, which is dysbiosis. Now, beans are also contain a high level of phosphorus and calcium and tend to be quite acidic, making them unsuitable to rabbits' unique nutritional requirements. Number seven, I'd like to talk about rhubarb. If you don't know what that is, you probably should Google it. At least you'll be able to get a picture of it and know what it looks like. Now, this tart vegetable contains an impressive concentration, yeah, of a compound called oxalic acid in all parts of the plant. Though oxalic acid is not toxic if consumed in small quantities, if fed in excess, it can interfere with calcium absorption and lead to other unpleasant toxic effects. Rabbits experience an oxalic acid toxicity can experience a swollen, painful mouth, decreased appetite, bloating and abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, or being lethargic. And number seven, iceberg lettuce. This is one that I've talked about before. While there are several varieties of dark leafy vegetables, lettuces, like romaine um, and green leaf, that make wonderful staples in a well balanced rabbit's diet, light colored lettuces, like iceberg, contain a chemical called lactucarium that can be harmful to rabbits if ingested in large quantities. Additionally, iceberg lettuce is anything but nutrient based. or dense, I mean, and will add no nutritional value to a rabbit's diet. It is just best to be avoided. It can give them diarrhea, soft stools, or diarrhea. There's no nutritional value, and it's very watery, so it's just not good for them anyway. So avoid iceberg lettuce altogether. The next one I would like to talk about mushrooms. Now, when people think of toxic mushrooms, they mostly envision or often envision the toadstools that mysteriously pop up and in their yards overnight. Though these wild mushrooms can certainly be dangerous, even store bought should not be fed to rabbits. Mushrooms contain a variety of mycotoxins that remain present in the fungi, whether raw or cooked, and can be harmful if rabbits ingest this in large quantities. The effects of mushroom toxicity can include diarrhea, gastrointestinal discomfort, organ damage, and neurological deficits. Now, number 10 on the list is houseplants. When adding a houseplant to the home, it is safest to treat it as though it is toxic to your rabbit. Even if this plant is proven safe for your rabbits, it is difficult to determine whether or not it may have been exposed to any chemicals, either directly or indirectly, before you brought it home. As a result, it's always best to keep any house plants well trimmed and out of a rabbit's reach from the little curious budding mouse. Number 11 on my list I want to talk about is processed foods like breads, pasta, cookies, crackers, chips, that kind of thing. As humans, some of our favorite foods are convenient, highly processed products that barely resemble the ingredients from which they are made. Well, it might feel like a great bonding experience to share a potato chip or a cracker with your bunny. It is never recommended. It is so hard to look at that beautiful, cute little face and say no to it. But the best way to say no is not even eat it when your bunny's around you. That way you don't have that temptation. Many of the processed foods humans eat are high in carbohydrates and sugar, which can lead to digestive upset, abnormal stools, abdominal discomfort, and dysbiosis, while also substantially increasing the risk of obesity related health concerns. The next one on our list is potatoes. They're not as toxic for rabbits as some of the foods on this list. Raw potatoes aren't particularly healthy for anyone. Before being cooked, potatoes contain a toxin, alkaloid, called solanine. It's spelled SOLANINE, which can lead to decreased appetite, digestive upset, abdominal pain, and them being lethargic in rabbits. Even in toxic quantities of solanine are not ingested, potatoes are calorically um, dense and high in starch, which can throw off a rabbit's delicate gastrointestinal system and leads to serious digestive concerns. That Next thing I want to talk about, and lastly, is any cooked or boiled foods. Now, rabbits should never be consuming any cooked or boiled foods, even the vegetables that they love, like carrots, for instance. Their their digestive system aren't able to properly absorb the nutrients from cooked foods and can lead to diarrhea and bloating. Sometimes it can be hard to resist the temptation to share some of your meal with your furry friends. I mean, we all want to find new things that our loved one or bunnies will enjoy, but for the sake of their health, happiness, and long activity, which means a long life, none of these foods listed above should be fed to your rabbits. Luckily, there's a long list of rabbit approved greens, fruits, and vegetables that will ensure you can keep mealtime interesting for your rabbit while also making sure you're providing the most nutritionally appropriate diet possible. Now, if there's ever a time where you're unsure whether your rabbit may have ingested a food from this list of foods they need to avoid, or if they exhibit any of these symptoms listed above, of me talking to you on my video about it, just contact your veterinarian immediately for advice. Additionally, I can give you a short list off top of my head on what vegetables, fruits, herbs that they can have. Arugula is one. That's a lot of times it's found in spring mix. So if you buy spring mix, it's already in there. Basil, my rabbits love basil. I grow it every year for them. And when fall comes in, the plants have to be pulled out of the garden. I dry them and I put them in a mason jar. And throughout the year, they got basil, whether it be fresh or dried. It is still available for them to have all year round. Bok choy is another one. Broccoli leaves, but not broccoli. You can give them the leaves from the broccoli. That's the same thing as cauliflower. Um, some people don't uh, give them the leaves to these two, but for the most part, I would say broccoli is most susceptible to be safe and is okay for your rabbit to eat than the cauliflower leaves. Uh, there's a thing called butter lettuce, and they like that, and that's also sometimes found in spring mix. Cilantro, I grow that also every year in my garden. Collard greens. Now, some of these your rabbit may not like or they won't eat. And it's not because there's anything wrong with it, it's just that it's not their thing. Uh, so, and dandelions, we all know rabbits love dandelions, right? The little yellow flowers that grow in your yard. Um, I pick as many as I can find until they all, I don't know where they go, but they die off soon after summer starts. Um, so mint, I'm telling you what, you buy one plant of mint, one little round can, them little plastic containers that they come in. Uh, you put that in your yard and it takes over. So wherever you put it, be prepared for it to grow and make more. It is a perennial plant, so every year it will make more. So just try it out. Just buy one plant. I swear that's all you're gonna need. Um, mint grows like wild. It's just it grows crazy, and it's hard to get rid of once you put it in the ground. So have it in a spot that you don't care if it takes over that area. Oregano is another one. That, like I said, they love herbs. Um, a radicchio is another one. It's like a purple leaf lettuce. It's also found in spring mix. So if you just buy spring mix, a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you about is already in there. So the other thing that's in spring mix is red and grief leaf lettuce. It don't have romaine in it, but it does have red and green leaf lettuce. So that's mostly what you're going to find in it. But the radicchio is like the purple. It kind of looks like cabbage almost, but it's not cabbage. It's called radicchio. Raspberry leaves. They love raspberry leaves. Matter of fact, I have raspberry trees growing right now, and from time to time, I will go out there and I will pick a few leaves off, bring them in. She loves them to death. Harley, my Holland, she loves it. And I haven't really tried the ones downstairs, uh, but I think I gave them raspberry leaves before, but I'm not sure. But I think tomorrow it's their turn, and I'm going to try them on it personally. I'm going to do that tomorrow. Romaine lettuce, that's a big one. If you can't get nothing else, you can also get romaine lettuce and you can get things called romaine hearts. The hearts are just basically the very inner part of the romaine lettuce. So it's like the more firmer of the lettuce. A lot of people prefer that over the whole big thing of romaine lettuce. And the other thing I could think offhand is rosemary. They love rosemary. So a lot of these stuff that I'm talking about are herbs. Just choose to pick what you would like to try. I do recommend to just buy in small quantities because you don't want to buy a whole bunch of this stuff and then they don't like it and they won't eat it. So you don't want to waste your money. So but some of this other stuff that I talked about, you can grow in the summertime. Also, another thing, a big thing with me is they can have kale. Uh, I usually mix in kale with the spring mix so they kind of get like a large variety. And you can make your own little thing too. You can make your own spring mix. Buy red and green leaf lettuce, radicchio, arugula, butter lettuce. And I don't really think it tastes like butter. I think it's a soft leaf lettuce. Um, and then you can throw in some herbs like parsley and dill. They love them too. That's two more herbs that I do grow in my garden every spring, every summer, along with the kale. So I guess that's all I have for you guys today. Just some tips on what not to feed a rabbit. And you tell me if you liked the video, hit the like button, and comment below on what you thought of today's video. And just always double check. Um, you can go to different websites on the internet that could take you. And if you're not sure of something, just type it in. Google, can I feed this blah 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 to my rabbit? And a lot of times it will give you a list. So I'm just here to try to help you keep your bunnies healthy and happy. And if I did help you, I am so glad. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I thrive to do. And well, guys, until the next time, I guess I'll see you on the next video. Bye.